The company that invented live shopping was just killed by live shopping. QVC built the entire playbook and then watched someone else run it. In April 2026, the empire that taught America how to buy from a screen filed for bankruptcy, carrying $6.6 billion in debt. A customer base that had shrunk by more than 1 million people in 2 years, and a stock that had collapsed from $30 a share to less than $1. QVC didn't die because live shopping died. It died because live shopping was reborn, and someone else owned the platform it ran on. November 24, 1986, Westchester, Pennsylvania. A 54-year-old entrepreneur named Joseph Siegel, the same man who had previously built the Franklin Mint from nothing, goes on air with a single product, an $11.49 shower radio. By the end of that first broadcast, QVC had taken $7,400 in orders, 9 hours of television, $47,000 per hour in today's money. Not bad for a shower radio. Siegel's insight was simple and precise. Cable operators would carry a shopping channel for free if they received a percentage of every sale, no carriage fee, pure revenue share. It meant QVC could achieve national distribution, reaching into every cable subscriber's living room without paying $1 in broadcast rights. By 1997, 11 years after that first shower radio, QVC was generating over $2 billion in annual sales across 64 million cable households, processing 84 million phone calls per year. But the number isn't the story. The mechanism is. QVC built a 4-part psychological funnel that compressed the entire customer acquisition and purchase cycle into a single 24-hour broadcast loop. First, parasocial trust. QVC's hosts didn't read scripts from a teleprompter, they talked to viewers like neighbors, building relationships over years and sometimes decades. Joan Rivers sold more than $1 billion in jewelry and apparel across 24 years on QVC because viewers didn't just want her products, they wanted to watch her week after week in the way they might visit a friend who always had something interesting to show them. Second, manufactured scarcity. QVC launched its Today's Special Value countdown clock in 1987, a single featured product available at a discount for exactly 1 day. No extensions, no exceptions. The clock didn't just count down time, it converted passive browsing into active urgency. The viewer watching at 2 p.m. knew that by midnight the price was simply gone. Third, 24/7 captive reach. Cable television wasn't something viewers chose in the moment. It was always on, always available, filling the background of kitchens and living rooms. QVC's model assumed a passive audience that would drift into purchasing. The channel never closed. The funnel never turned off. Fourth, frictionless ordering. In the early years, that meant a phone number and a trained operator, one call, one purchase, with no shipping comparison to make, no cart to abandon, and no browser tabs competing for the buyer's attention. The gap between impulse and completed transaction was 20 seconds. By 2020, after QVC's 2017 acquisition of HSN for $2.1 billion had combined the 2 largest cable shopping channels under a single roof, the 4-part funnel had scaled into a $14.18 billion annual revenue machine, reaching over 350 million households across 7 countries. The funnel still worked. The problem was the infrastructure underneath it. QVC's funnel was engineered for one specific environment, a cable subscriber household. In 2010, that environment covered 88% of U.S. homes, but by late 2024, it had fallen to approximately 34%, a collapse of more than 50 percentage points in 14 years. The math was unforgiving. Between 2018 and 2024, QVC's main channel lost 44% of its cable household reach, while HSN's main channel lost 47%. Those weren't viewers who tuned out, they were subscribers who disconnected the cable entirely, taking every channel with them. For Netflix or ESPN, cord cutting meant competition. For QVC, it meant something categorically different. The store itself was vanishing from people's homes, one canceled subscription at a time. Revenue fell every year after 2020 without exception. It started at roughly $14 billion in 2020, then $12 billion in 2022, then $11 billion in 2023, then $10 billion in 2024, and by 2025, just over $9 billion. That is a 35% decline across 5 consecutive years. Meanwhile, the customers who remained were spending significantly less, with repeat buyers who had averaged about $1,500 per year now averaging closer to $900, a 39% drop in spend per customer. Even among the people who hadn't left, the company was not just losing viewers, it was losing the purchasing behavior of the viewers it kept. And during the same 5 years that QVC's distribution was collapsing, a competitor was being built, using every mechanic QVC had invented on a platform QVC had never figured out how to own. TikTok Shop launched in the United States in 2023. By 2025, it had generated $15.1 billion in U.S. gross merchandise value, up 68% year over year, making it the 4th largest beauty retailer in the country. It accomplished this by deploying 4 mechanics in a social feed to 170 million American users who had never needed a cable box. The mechanics were identical. TikTok creators with loyal audiences sold products directly to the people who followed them, not because they ran a studio, but because they had built the relationship through years of daily content, which was QVC's parasocial trust mechanic running on a smartphone instead of a television. The platform's algorithm surfaced live shopping to users already scrolling their feed whether they intended to buy anything or not, replicating QVC's captive reach principle without requiring anyone to own a cable box. Countdown timers, unlimited quantity deals, and flash prices that expired the moment the stream ended reproduced the today's special value scarcity trigger in real time. And completing a purchase required a single tap from the live stream to checkout, with no browser to open, no account to create, and no shipping comparison to make, compressing the transaction gap from 20 seconds to 4. QVC built this funnel in 1986 with a phone line and a cable deal. TikTok rebuilt it in 2023 with a smartphone and an algorithm. The psychology was the same, the distribution was not. By 2024, QVC recognized what was happening and signed a partnership with TikTok Shop. In November 2025, QVC became the highest-earning single store on TikTok Shop in the United States, generating $25 million that month. The headline sounded like a turnaround. The math said otherwise. $25 million is less than 0.3% of QVC's annual revenue. TikTok Shop was not a lifeline. It was evidence that the funnel still worked in a venue where QVC was one of thousands of competitors, rather than the only channel in the room. In April 2023, Curate, QVC's parent company, had also launched a standalone Gen Z live stream shopping app called Suna. The thesis was direct: build a digital native version of QVC before someone else did. Soon shut down in December 2024, 18 months after launch, unable to compete in a market described by the company as dominated by Amazon and TikTok. The company that had once owned the market for live shopping had become a niche player in its own category. In August 2022, QVC CEO David Rawlinson announced Project Athens, a multi-year turnaround structured around 5 pillars: strengthening customer relationships, improving operational execution, reducing costs, pruning the brand portfolio, and growing faster in streaming. The company cut 400 corporate jobs in 2023 and 900 more in 2025. It divested its Zulily discount subsidiary. It built QVC Plus and HSN Plus streaming apps, which reached 1.5 million monthly active users by 2025, with streaming sales growing 19%. Consider the scale problem those numbers represent. QVC's streaming service had 1.5 million monthly active users at the point when the company filed for bankruptcy. TikTok's U.S. user base was 170 million. QVC's entire streaming audience was less than 1% of TikTok's. The company that had once reached 100 million American households through cable, with nothing more than a favorable carriage deal and a countdown clock, was now operating a streaming service smaller than many individual TikTok creators' follower counts. The streaming pivot wasn't wrong as a direction, it was wrong as a pace. Project Athens had a 3-year timeline. The cable universe was losing households faster than a 3-year plan could compensate. Adjusted OIBDA, the company's core operating metric, fell 49% in 2022 alone, from $2.08 billion to $1.06 billion. The company was not in slow decline. It was in accelerating structural collapse, running a multi-year recovery plan against a timetable measured in quarters. The pivots were real. The problem was structural. The company running them was carrying $6.6 billion in leverage that traced back to Liberty Media's $7.9 billion acquisition of QVC in 2003. That obligation required servicing, and servicing required cash flow, and cash flow required the cable television customers who were canceling subscriptions at a rate of millions per year. A company carrying $6.6 billion in debt cannot rebuild its entire distribution infrastructure from scratch, while that infrastructure simultaneously generates the cash needed to service the leverage. Project Athens was a rational plan for a company that had adequate capital and sufficient time to execute it. QVC had neither. In the first 9 months of 2025, QVC Group reported $2.37 billion in losses. In early 2025, as the company was preparing for what would come next, CEO Rawlinson received a $10.87 million retention package. The stock, which had traded at $30 a share in February 2015, closed at 79 cents the week before the bankruptcy filing. On April 16, 2026, QVC Group filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of Texas, naming 73 subsidiary entities and carrying $6.6 billion in debt. The plan is to emerge within 90 days as a leaner company targeting $1.3 billion in remaining debt, with a strategy built entirely around live social shopping. The filing is technically a reorganization, not a liquidation. The channels stay on, the vendors keep getting paid, and no layoffs are planned. But the QVC that built the original live shopping funnel, the company that engineered parasocial trust, manufactured scarcity, captive reach, and frictionless ordering into a single 24-hour machine starting in 1986, that version of the company no longer exists. What exists now is a challenger in a market it created, competing on someone else's platform at a fraction of the scale it once commanded. The funnel works. It has always worked, and QVC proved that for 34 years. Every mechanic QVC pioneered in 1986 remains fully operational today. The psychological architecture of parasocial trust and manufactured scarcity and captive reach and frictionless ordering is as effective now as it was when a shower radio generated $7,400 on a Tuesday night in Westchester, Pennsylvania. The problem was that QVC built those mechanics on top of a cable carriage structure, one that required millions of subscribers to stay subscribed to a product they were actively and systematically discarding. When the platform disappeared, the funnel had nowhere to run, and by the time QVC tried to move the funnel to a new platform, that platform already belonged to someone else. If you made it this far, thank you. Please like and subscribe, and check out our other videos, dropped weekly. The Today's Special Value countdown clock has been running since 1987. It is the oldest active psychological scarcity mechanism in American retail history. As of the 2026 bankruptcy filing, it was still ticking on a platform that was disappearing one canceled cable subscription at a time, while an identical clock ran for free on 170 million smartphones. The clock didn't stop. The cable did.